In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to use the pen tool. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to practice using the pen tool. I went to Schoology and I found this assignment called Pen Tool Practice. And there's an attachment. You're going to click on that attachment and then we're just going to screenshot it. So I'm going to hold down at the same time the home screen and the power button, and I'll screenshot that, and that's going to go into my photo album. Okay, now I'm going to open up Adobe Illustrator and I'm going to create a new document. I'm going to hit create new, and since this was longer versus tall, so it was a landscape, I'm going to click on that little arrow and hit switch to landscape. So now I have it in this landscape view. I'm going to hit create file and I should have a document like this. I'm going to import my image, so I'm going to go and locate that in my photo album, and here it is. Okay, and what we're going to do, I'm just going to lock this layer, and I'm going to create a new layer, and I'm going to work on a new layer. Okay, so the pen tool is located the third one down. You guys so far have been using the pencil tool. The difference between the two, the pen tool, you're going to have a little bit more control with it. With the pencil tool, you could draw, but you kind of have to be very accurate with your pencil going on top of your iPad. With the pen tool, you can really kind of use that to create vectors, tracing an object or drawing an object, and you have a lot more control of that path. Okay, so I'm on a new layer, and it says in the directions we're going to set our stroke to 3, and then we're going to use a red stroke with a no fill. So right now I have no stroke color, so I'm going to make that red. Okay, perfect. And right now I have a fill color. We're going to choose no fill. The reason why I want to do that is if I start creating a path, okay, you could see, I could still see my path. Now, let me show you if I had a fill on it. Maybe I had a black fill. And when I start to draw my path, what happen is, you kind of start to get inside the object. So what we're going to do is we're going to want to no fill. So we just see the stroke, and we create the outline. And I have some different images here in the background that you guys are going to use the pen tool to trace. Okay, first one is simple, it's just an arrow, and you notice the arrow has just straight lines, and the way the pen tool works is you could go to one point and just draw what is called a anchor, and then you could go to a place where this line changes direction and create another anchor. Okay, those anchors are those little squares, and I can continue this until I go all the way back to the original point. When I go to the original point, it closes it. Now, I could always adjust this. I could come back and say, I wanted to move, I want to move that point a little bit so it's perfect. I can do that. Okay, then what I can do also is I can select this and I can switch it so it actually now has a fill versus stroke. We'll keep it back with a stroke, and then we're going to make sure this is a 3-point stroke. Okay, so that's pretty easy. That's how the pen tool works with straight lines. Now, if you notice here though, I have a lot of straight lines for these letters, but then I get to like the G, C, and S, and I have some curves. So I'm going to show you how to create curves with the pen tool. I'm going to zoom in on the G, and I'm going to start maybe right here, start an easy point where I have some straight lines, and then I see I have a curve. So I'm gonna go along the curve to where it starts to kind of maybe dramatically change its directions, and I'm gonna click hold. So I'm just keeping my pen on the screen and I'm pulling out, and you notice, I don't know if you can see with my hand, it creates this curve shape. To let go, okay? These little extending arms going from the anchor point are called handles, and I could always come back and adjust those handles. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna collapse this one handle. So I'm gonna click on that anchor point, and then I'm gonna go along the G to a point where it's really starting to kind of change direction again. And I'm gonna click hold, same thing, and bring that out, let go, and then collapse that handle, and then go to another point, click and hold. When I say click, I'm just keeping my pen on the screen, collapse that handle, and continue, so forth. Okay, so again, find a point, click, hold, drag, fit that curve, then let go, click on an anchor point to collapse the handle, and I always want to close my shape, so I want to go to that original anchor point. Okay, and now I have a complete shape here of this G. Again, I could come back in with my direct selection tool and adjust, click on my anchor points and adjust it so I can fit my shape. Now, if I click on an anchor point, do you see these handles? I could always adjust these handles, and you'll notice it changes the curvature of that letter as well. Okay, so go ahead and complete this, and then when you're done, what you're going to do, just take a screenshot, okay, and then go ahead and upload that into Schoology for the assignment, and I'll take a look at it. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out, and I'll be happy to answer any of those.